By nightfall, all the disappointed princes had left the palace, and the search party came back to the court empty-handed. Furious, the king barely noticed when Miao Shan silently appeared in the doorway. Ling cowered behind her sister as the king scolded Miao Shan. "How dare you betray me and risk the future of my reign?" he yelled. "Father, I'm sorry you are upset, but I have decided to follow a different path. Please let me go to White Sparrow Nunnery so I can train myself to be of true service to all beings," Miao Shan pleaded. "This will benefit our kingdom and family far more than if I marry." The king pressed his eyebrows together and thought, "I will send my ungrateful daughter to the nunnery, but I will command the nuns to make her life miserable with impossible tasks. She will quickly tire of such a life and return to the palace." They followed the king's orders and did not allow Miao Shan to become a nun. She instead only received grueling work to fill her days. When Ling visited her sister at the nunnery, she found her worn and disheveled, plowing a barren field that hadn't grown a single blade of grass in over 50 years. "Sister, nothing can grow here. Why don't you just give up and come home?" Ling paused for a moment to let her true feelings come through. "I miss you so much, Miao Shan," she said and began to cry. Miao Shan pushed back her knotted hair and knelt down. "Let's make a wish, not just for ourselves, but for all beings. May the seeds we plant with our hearts grow." She guided Ling's hand to touch the ground. Ling concentrated all the energy of her heart into the soil. She wished for all beings, including her sister, to be happy and at ease. Suddenly, lightning flashed over the field. Ling opened her eyes and saw a golden dragon swooping down. In one swift motion of his gigantic tail, the dragon made a deep pool of water for Miao Shan to irrigate the field. Then, a great cloud gathered on the horizon, rapidly approaching. As it drew near, Ling realized it was a flock of birds carrying seeds in their beaks. They landed all around and began planting. "Look, Ling," Miao Shan smiled with relief. "Your heartfelt wish worked. Thank you." Miao Shan eventually coaxed every inch of that field back to life. She grew food to feed the poor and herbs to make medicines for the sick. Ling spent hours in the lush greenery, talking with Miao Shan as they gardened. They spoke about the importance of caring for every living being equally, from a tiny earthworm to a powerful king like their father. As the days passed, the seeds that were planted with love grew and spread happiness. Flowers bloomed everywhere. Children came to play and pick blossoms for their mothers. Their laughter filled the perfumed air. The people were happy. The animals were happy. The sisters were happy. Everyone was happy. Everyone, that is, except for the king. When the king learned of Miao Shan's accomplishments, he flew into a rage and stormed off to the nunnery. Seeing their father, Ling was terrified he would take Miao Shan away forever. "Please, father, let Miao Shan be. She's doing good things." The king ignored Ling and raced towards Miao Shan. A powerful growl echoed through the garden, and a great tigress, the very same one Ling had seen resting at Miao Shan's feet in the forest, bounded in out of nowhere and stood between the king and his daughter. Miao Shan gave Ling a gentle smile, then quickly straddled her trusted friend. The two leapt off, vanishing into a mysterious mist that had descended over the garden. Miao Shan was nowhere to be found for 9 long years. Loneliness made time pass even more slowly for Ling. Her father became ill and weak. The whole kingdom felt darker without Miao Shan. Finally, one spring morning, the fragrance of Miao Shan's presence filled Ling's room again. "It's just a dream," Ling said to herself, burrowing into the silken covers. But the scent soon overpowered her sleep. She sat up, certain her sister must be somewhere near. Excitedly, Ling dressed and slipped out the window. The perfume led Ling to Fragrant Mountain, the place where the tigress had taken Princess Miao Shan, and where she had remained in deep meditation ever since. As Ling arrived, petals rained down. Rainbows shone everywhere. The fragrance was so strong it made her think, all the flowers in the world must live on this one mountain. Finally, Ling found her sister sitting atop a giant lotus flower as if on a throne, radiating a soothing light. In that moment, Ling knew Miao Shan had fully realized the power of love. She raced into her sister's arms, and all her sadness and fear melted away. "Oh, sweet Ling," Miao Shan said, stroking her little sister's hair, "we will never be apart again." "How do you know?" Ling asked. "This morning, when I completed my meditation, I made a promise," Miao Shan explained. "I could have left for the divine realms, but I vowed to forever stay in this world to help you and all other beings. All you have to do is call for me, and I will be there." Ling felt such relief that she jumped up, twirling with the falling petals. "Maybe we can share all this with others too," Ling exclaimed. "Maybe someday in the future, other children will hear our story. Then they will learn our secret, that love is the greatest power in the world." Miao Shan beamed at her sister, and all the animals of the mountain rejoiced with them. Suddenly, Ling heard the voice of her